My dear friends, let's give some tzedakah. And we continue praying for the release of all the hostages, for the success of our soldiers, and for the release of all of us from exile. Now, why am I playing wedding music? Whose wedding? So here it is, my friends. In 1928, on this day, on the 14th of Kislev, the Rebbe and the Rebbe Zushe Silberstein finally went to the chuppah, which was held in Warsaw, Poland. It was a lengthy engagement because in the middle the previous Rebbe was arrested, put in jail, freed from jail, and went through all the trials and tribulations which entails. And then finally in 1928, permission was granted for them to travel to Poland, to Warsaw, and do the wedding over there. And by that time, the world already found out about the heroic struggle of the previous Rebbe on behalf of Soviet Jewry. And because of the tremendous respect they had for him, numerous great rabbinic leaders, figures, joined that wedding. And at the beginning of the wedding, the previous Rebbe announced the following. It's a tradition that the souls of the ancestors of the bride and the groom come and participate in their wedding celebration. As my invitation to them, said the Rebbe, I will now deliver a Hasidic discourse, a mamar, of Hasidic teachings, which includes teachings from our holy and righteous ancestors, starting from the Alter Rebbe, the founder of Chabad, the Mittler Rebbe, our great-grandfather, the Tzemach Tzedek, as he says, Rebbe Nachum Mendel, which is the Rebbe's namesake, our grandfather, the Rebbe Marash, the Rebbe Shmuel, and my father and the bride's grandfather, the Rebbe Rashab. As our sages have said, whoever repeats a teaching should envision the author of the teaching standing before him. And the Rebbe started his Hasidic discourse, L'chodoi Likras Kalo. Those who attended the wedding later recalled the palpable sense of holiness which permeated the room as the previous Rebbe delivered this discourse. Yet, hundreds of miles away, another wedding celebration was taking place that night. And that was in the city of, then called Yekaterinburg, today the Dnipropetrovsk, which was from the Rebbe's parents, that unfortunately did not receive permission to leave Russia, and they could not physically participate in this joy. Nevertheless, the Rebbe Tzimchana, the Rebbe's mother that is, describes in a very moving memoir the wedding celebration held in their home. The only thing that was lacking there was the physical presence of the bride and the groom. But it was a flame with joy, as powerful as the pain in the groom's parents' hearts, obviously. In 1984, the Rebbe shared the following concept, and he said, husband and wife constitute a single entity, sharing a single soul. It is only that God desired that for a certain portion of its life on earth, excuse me, the soul should dwell in two separate bodies, and that each half should perform its mission in life separately, until such time that God unites them in marriage. And the Rebbe continues, this explains the tremendous joy that accompanies a marriage. Joy which has no parallel in any other joyful occasion. Those half souls, separated at birth and raised in different homes, different communities, perhaps even different countries, are being reunited by the power of God, who He sits and matches couples. What greater joy can there be? But in this particular marriage, the Rebbe added another point, and he said, this is the day that connected me with you and you with me. This the Rebbe refers to the Chassidim, to the world. That due to the marriage of the Rebbe and Chaim Mushke, the Rebbe now became the son-in-law of the previous Rebbe. And after the physical passing of the previous Rebbe in 1950, there were no sons. So now the Chassidim had the choice of two sons-in-law who should become, who they should anoint the present Rebbe. And the Chassidim recognized that the Rebbe is the one who should become the Rebbe. But this all came about what? Because of the day of Yudalet Kislev, of the 14th day of Kislev. And as the Rebbe says, this is the day that connected you with me. I'm sorry, it started first. Me with you and you with me. Which the Rebbe says, we are one entity. And therefore, it's our wedding, our celebration. So Mazel Tov.